Brendan Fraser's career all but fizzled out by the early 2000s due to essay allegations he made against the former president of the Hollywood Foreign Press. From that point on, he felt like he was blacklisted because, as he recalls, the phone stopped ringing. Which was sad because he was a massive part of our childhood. I can't tell you how many times I watched George of the Jungle and The Mummy growing up. What can I say? Brendan just unlucky, I guess. Personally, I didn't like The Whale all that much when I watched it, but I was happy that he was back making movies. Now he's back in an understated project, Rental Family, a film centering around an American actor living in Japan whose claim to fame was a toothpaste commercial from back in the day. He still auditions, but he's just not getting much in the way of gigs, right? The occasional token white guy, a tree. I think it reflects the level of Philip's acting ability until he encounters this rental family service. And although at first he's reluctant, he doesn't want to stand in for these strangers, but over time something starts to develop. He sees opportunities to really enrich other people's lives, but I would be lying if I said that this service is all feel good. Take one example. At one point he starts working with this hikikomori, right? And just excuse the pronunciation. The guy looks like he's from the manga I Am a Hero, if anybody has read that. But anyway, eventually, after spending a lot of time with him, playing games and whatnot, he manages to coax him out from his litter-strewn apartment where he's been languishing and gets him to rejoin society to a certain extent. Maybe somebody should do that for Asmongold, get him a gift card for his birthday. So there are examples where this rental family service could be a good thing for the types that society left behind. However, they're not the only types that use this service. Sometimes it's pathetic, like the guy who wants to be berated in front of all his bosses, right? But then other times it's just sad. The film gives credence to the claim that you can pretty much get anything in Japan except help. Instead of confronting what is a mental health crisis, they insist on papering over the cracks. Don't get me wrong, help is available, but the culture there discourages help seeking, so there's this deluge of this kind of behavior as they navigate their suffering in silence. So they indulge in these kinds of delusions, these deep-seated issues that stem from isolation, ostracization, and high levels of work-related stress and anxiety. Just look at it this way, even the people who work for this rental family agency partake in these rent-a-person type transactions. Even Philip has a lady that he hires on a regular basis to partake in some, nocturnal activities, so it's baked into the social fabric. To be honest with you, I always go into movies nowadays with perhaps an unhealthy level of skepticism because of the amount of times reviews have misled me. I literally feel like the bacon is good for me, kid. For example, you can't call A Real Pain the feel-good movie of the summer, or, they'll say this movie was a knockout, and you watch it, buying into the hype, and you only wish to have been knocked out sooner, before the movie started. Maybe I should use the rental family service and have somebody watch these movies on my behalf and then report back to me if it's worth the hype. The same seems to be the case with these food vloggers now. And just let me go off on a tangent for a second. You can go and try the same food that these vloggers fawned over, wanting to experience a little bit of that sensation, kind of like when Harry met Sally in the diner. But it's just Mark Wiens for you in a nutshell and the rest of his ilk. There's a cottage industry of these types who just hype the shit out of anything. So whenever I go into anything nowadays, I'm not expecting much. The bar is set so low, which is sad, right? It's like that old blues song. I asked for water and she gave me gasoline. Now, it's obviously not that severe, but I hope you can see the point. So I was pleasantly surprised by this movie. It was a nice movie. It's like when you go to a restaurant, oh, for fuck, here we go again. Here we go again. I know what you're thinking. Can you please just have something to eat? Because you're obviously hungry, but let's just say you go to a restaurant and you're asked, did you enjoy the food? And you're like, yeah, it was alright. And then, they'll further inquire, would you come back? No. It was a good film, but it didn't blow my socks off. And you know what? The same way not everyone could be a 10 out of 10 on the looks Richter scale, being slightly above average has become demonized. This was a good film. Like, I enjoyed watching it, but it's not something that I'd watch again. If I see it on TV again, I might skip past it, but it was alright. It felt like an episode of Believe, if anybody remembers that show. Like, every episode, the main character, the little girl, had to do something nice for someone, and it just got so formulaic, and you're like, mate, just give it a rest. This film was like teetering on that a little bit, but it was decent and certainly worth a one-time watch.